Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. So I have been requested to make a tutorial about the config and the mod. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So first off, you have your Minecraft, your client open. You can use either the Minecraft launcher. I prefer T launcher because it has more tools to make it easier. So just by pressing this folder button, it opens your directory to Minecraft. But you can also just open your file explorer and go in here and press app data, Minecraft, and here it is. So what you'll need to do in here is to go in your config file, which should appear after you made the mods folder right over here. And well, the configs only appear after you put mods in there and you run them with the client. So right now I don't have any mods in here, so I'm just going to go into my games, Minecraft, Dragon Block C, mods, and take these, copy, and put them back in the mods folder. And after you run Minecraft, the config file will appear here, the config folder, and it'll have all these config files. So there are three main config files in this Dragon Block C mod. There is the JinryuuJRMCore, the CFG, that's the config extension. Then there is the Jinryu Dragon Block C config, and there is one more hidden. It's right here in the Jin Games DBC forms, Ultra Instinct.cfg. These all are all part of the Dragon Block C mod. So you can just open these with your notepad, or I personally use Visual Code C, and right here I have it all. This is my preferred config file. I have it in my other video, and I'm gonna save this right now. App data Minecraft config. I'm gonna save my config file, Minecraft Dragon Block C config. Go back, and now we're gonna actually look inside this folder and change some values. So right now Jinryu Dragon Block C and JinryuuJRMCore. So we'll start with JRMCore first. So right here, the first part of the config file is all about sending info to the server. So this notifies the admins if it's used, but that doesn't really matter right now, so you shouldn't mess with that. Then there is this console configs. This will appear in the chat when you hit somebody, but I would suggest keeping it on false because it's gonna spam your whole chat side, and it's gonna be a mess. Then there is the key attack configs. Like, you can activate which ones to be active. Like these ones, they are all activated. Like if you deactivate explosion, then you just have to go here and make it false. All of these are in order. So first one is wave, the first true is wave, then ball, the second ball is ball. And I'm just gonna re-enable this. Then continuous key attacks, user must look forward to hold an attack or it will hit entities once. I am not really sure what this is, but you can mess around with that if you want to test it out. I'm not gonna do that right now in this episode. Then there is the explosion part with the key attacks. So like when the wave hits something, then it will explode. You can change this, like how much the explosion will last, then how much it will hurt you if you use explosion, the key technique explosion, and the final explosion, vanish on death. This is just if you have explosion with self-harm, if you die, then it will disappear. But it's on false, so it will last until until it's over. Then, yeah, key attack effect can be used. This is all from the other thing. Now here, this is a more complicated part. This is the attack size. So like, if you put this on 0.01, then if you just charge it and at the minimum, the blue bar, it will be 0.01 size, and at the max size, like the whole red bar, that will be all 0.1. And you can change this if you want, but don't make it too much, because it will lag your game and it would probably crash. Then there is the key attack power formula. So the damage that you have in your willpower, then your speed and density. Actually no, this is something else, but I'm not really sure what this is. It's probably something you shouldn't mess with, but you know, just try it if you want. Then the key attack knockback, you can all activate this to true or false. Like the barrage doesn't have knockback because it would be too OP. And now the key attack stat multipliers. This is the ball, the barrage, disc, explosion, all that. And you can change how much speed, damage and cost, how much it costs to buy them and upgrade them. I keep them all at normal. There's no need to change any of these values right now. Then we have the key attacks scale with user's height. If you have very high constitution, then you'll be bigger than constitution 0, for example. And if you're bigger, then the size of the key attack will change. You can activate this or deactivate, all on you. Then key clash, destroy weaker one. This is a 50-50 kind of thing. I kind of forgot what these settings are. Key explosion move with user. So yeah, I keep this at false, because if you have like this on true, then you just activate your explosion and you walk around. That would be too much, and you know, it would kill everyone. Then key shields and explosions give key attack experience percentage. Like if you change this value, then if it's a bigger value, then it will give you more XP, like technique XP. Then key shields move with the user. This is the same as key explosion, but yeah, again, keep it on false. These are all, these are all part of if the entity will react or not. I would suggest keeping this normal, because it could break the game. Then list of entities that every key attack reacts to, like snowball, arrow, small fireball and fireball. If you for example use a barrage at a snowball or arrow, any of these, then it will react and probably destroy them. Then spirals go through entities. You can change this so it will just go through the people. Then attributes over limit. I suggest using this on true. By default it's on false, but if you put it on true, then even if you have max stats, then your transformation can go above the stats. If you don't have this on true, then even if you have max stats and you have Super Saiyan Blue, you'll have the same stats, and that's why you should keep it on true. Then the fusion dance. You can activate this if you want, but it's not really useful in single player. You can't use it at all, just make the sound. And fuse time, how much you'll stay in the fusion, then the cooldown of the fusion, how long does it take to reuse fusion. And Kaioken sustainable super, I always keep this on true because I like adding Super Saiyan with Kaioken or any other Super Saiyan form with Kaioken, because it just makes the game a lot more fun. And it just gives you extra power if you have a lot of XP. Then racial skill Arcosian damage multiplier. So with every form you have, it just changes how much the stats increase. So like your minimal form, that is form 0, that will be 20% of your base form. Then form 1, 40%, form 2, 20%, 60%, form 3, 80%, base 100%, form 500%, ultimate is 500%, and god 300%. I'm not sure if this is the default config. I kinda messed around this, but this is how I usually keep them. Form 5 is the super form with Cooler's form, ultimate is golden Frieza form, and god is just base form with red eyes and Super Saiyan God aura. And next, Regeneration Multiplier. So if you have this on above 100, then it will regenerate your key faster while you're in the form. And if you have it in minus, then it will take out of your energy. So for example, your minimal form will regenerate a lot of your key, and then form 1, form 2, form 3, all these just go down. And base form, it's just the normal 100%, normal key regeneration. Super form, the cooler form, that's 25%. It takes down quite a bit of your key. Then ultimate, golden Frieza, this is usually very high, just like in the anime. It uses a lot of your key. And god form, this is just a simpler form, so it doesn't use a lot of your key. And racial skill Arcosian PowerPoint multiplier. Now this is how many PP you get from your minimal form. For example, if you keep it on 1, that is default, then every second or 2 you will get 1 PP, and the PP just increases your power, your stats, while you're in 100% power output. And it's really useful. I always keep it on max because, I don't know, I just really like using it. And racial skill Arcosian mind requirement. You should always keep this on, I mean, it depends on how you like it, but 5 mind. 0.005 is 5 mind. If you have it kept on 1, that's 1000 mind. So just keep it on 0.05. If you go even further than that, it won't work. It just resets it to 0.005. Next is the Arcosian TP Cost. So every time you upgrade your form, then this is how much it will cost, how much TP it will cost you to upgrade the form. 400 for form 1 and all that. You get it. Then we're going into the half Saiyan. This is all the same, so like 5 mind, how much TP it costs, then the damage multiplier. Oh, this is the human part for the human damage multiplier, and this is the half Saiyan TP cost, because half Saiyans and Saiyans have the same forms, and they are kept in a different side of this config file. So the same here, key regeneration multiplier, damage multiplier, mind requirement, TP cost. And you can change these all around, you can mess around with this. I really like doing that sometimes in my free time, just messing around with the power multipliers. Then the Namekians, all of this is the same. And now the Saiyans. Now, it starts off with the same as the half Saiyans, mind requirement and TP cost, and then here are all the form damage multipliers. For example, base form, this is normal stats, then Super Saiyan 1.5 times your power, then 1.7 for grade 2, grade 3 is 1.8 times, and like that you can just mess around with these and increase your power. Then the key regeneration, the same as the others, just in the minus. And next, now come the techniques, the technique side of the config. This is the dash, dash 0.005, this is 5 mind, and TP cost is 5. But in the technique part of this config, 5 TP cost in the config file is actually 5 times 5 TP. So for example, if you have 5 set in the config, in the game it will be 25 TP cost. And just like that, it multiplies the TP cost by 500. So defense penetration TP cost 100, that will be 500 in the game. I don't know why it's like that, but it's really interesting. Then fusion, god form, all of these are all the same. And now the Kaioken part. So in the Kaioken you can change how much it will multiply your power. So for example, times 50, I changed the name of the Kaioken forms. Here is the name changer. You can just, instead of times 2, times 10, times 10,000 in here, you can just put times 50, whatever you want, and it will be the same on the damage multiplier part. So like, change this value, how much it will multiply your power. So 3 times. If you add times 50 Kaioken up on your Super Saiyan, then it will be 3 times 1.5, and it will become much better. So it will be 4.5 times your stats. Then the Kaioken mind requirement, this is all the same, how much TP it costs. Then all of this is the same, meditation, old Kai unlock. This is the mystic form from Gohan in the anime. And I usually put this on 10 mind cost, because it's a form and it's actually really useful. And 1000 TP cost. Then the potential unleashed, this is all the same. Potential unleashed is mystic form, so the technique is called old Kai unlock, and the form just potential unleashed. And don't miss potential unleashed with potential unlock. This is potential unlock which increases your percentage that you can output in a battle, so you can go above 50%. Next, the Ultra Instinct part, but this is different from the Ultra Instinct.cfg. Ultra Instinct.cfg is all about the forms of Ultra Instinct. This is all about the multipliers and the how much TP it costs. So attribute multiplier, the normal UI will be 5 times your stats, then dodge rate, level requirement, pain duration, and all of these. Then mind requirement, I will put this back to maybe 30 mind, because that was 2000 mind, and it's really hard to get that much unless you change the config itself. Then the TP costs 100,000, that will become again 500,000. And then next, the legendary form, that is the legendary status, I mean that is the Broly form, the green hair Super Saiyan. So the first part, you can change what forms it will boost. So if you have the legendary status, you can change what forms you can boost, like Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan Grade 2, Super Saiyan Grade 3, Full Power, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, and all of these are all the default settings, but you can also put in here like Super Saiyan God, then Super Saiyan B, I mean that's Super Saiyan Blue, and you should all of these keep, so the form, colon, and no space, don't keep space between them, it's all in one line. Alright, and then next, legendary chance to get it. So every day you have a 30% chance of getting the legendary status. Obviously you can change this from 1%, 0% to 100%. Then for every day a lucky player, 20. I'm not really sure what the difference is between these two, but if you keep this on 0, then you won't be able to get the form. So 0 will result in always a player to receive it. Oh yeah, never mind, it's the other way around. If you put it on 0, then every day one player will get the legendary status. And now, how many legendary players can be in one server? So I put this on 2 Brolys in one server. And the transformation boost. This is how much it will multiply your power while you're inside of a form. You can put this from 1 to 100, like double your power, but I put it on 50. And then you have the Majin Boost. This you can get from the Lord Bobby D. If you can subject yourself to him, he will give you your Majin status, and he will boost your power by this much. You can also change this, but with the Majin transformation, the max power is 40% increase, so 40. You can't go any higher than that. Then the energy attack configs. I didn't really mess around with these settings. I'm not really sure what most of them do, but you could probably figure them out by yourself. Then training point gain from every technique you use. So for example, every hit from the wave, the Kamehameha, or any wave you have in your techniques, obviously the techniques that you have made are gonna give 10 TP per hit, then ball 5 TP per hit, disc 5 TP per hit, and explosion. Explosion is really useful in gaining TP, because if you just spam explosion at 5%, then you can just grind a lot of TP, and that's too OP in the game. That's why in the DBZ official server it has been disabled, so that you can avoid grinding TP from explosion. And now the attribute maximum, how much you can have in your stats, in every stat. So like strength, dexterity, constitution, all of these can go up to 100,000, but default is 500. That's why I just keep it on max, because having limitations in this game is really boring. Next, blocks between random buildings. These are the safe zones that spawn around the world, like Kami's lookout, Goku's house, how much space can be between them. So every time they get randomly generated, there can be at least 100 blocks between them, between the safe zones. Then building spawn check. If you disable this, then Kami's lookout and other places won't spawn. That includes the NPCs like Piccolo. You won't be able to learn any techniques, and I suggest keeping this on true. Then attribute cost multiplier. This changes how much the TP cost will go up when you upgrade any stat. So every time you upgrade a stat, the TP cost will go up. This is usually, I think, 1.6, but it's better if you just keep it on a low value. At least that's what I prefer. It all depends on your liking. Then the debug info, don't mess with this. This is all about learning the debug stuff, but that's only for the developers. Then energy regeneration. If you keep this on true, then you will regenerate your energy passively. So if you're on 0% power output, then you'll regen your energy. Then energy regenerate, how fast you'll regen your energy. You can put this on slow, so every probably 30 seconds you'll regen some energy, but if you put it on faster, you'll gain every 2 seconds, 3 seconds your energy regenerated. Explosion griefing, so yeah, this will just make that so that explosions will explode stuff. So I think this also counts towards the houses and claimed spaces for people on servers. I don't know if it matters in single player though. Then the extended player part, I'm not really sure what this is. This is all a new part in the config file. I don't think you should mess with this. It even says here, has possibility of causing issues once changed, so just keep these on default. Then the health regen, this is the same as the energy regen, keep it on true or normal. Then the Keyblade and Scythe Keyfish damage multiplier. This is just if you have Keyfish, the technique in your skills, then every time you upgrade it, then it will go up, it will multiply the power of your Keyblade or Key Scythe by this much, 10% every upgrade, I think. Then the same with Key Infuse, and now the meditation stamina drain. I usually keep this very low so that it's just like in the anime. If you charge your key, then it will go up without using a lot of stamina, and if you keep it on 1, then it will just drain a lot of your stamina while you're regenerating your key. Then the minigame combo timer. This is all like the concentration in your training menu. So if you keep it on 5, then you have 5 seconds before you lose your combo. It's very useful. And then TP daily limit, I usually leave this on 75, so when you start your game you can go concentration, you get 75 TP, and if you upgrade your mind or your level, then it will go up. That is this technique, this config. TP daily limit increase. Keep this on true if you want to use your concentration a lot and gain a lot of TP. Then minigame TP gain. If you have this on false, then you won't get any TP from your concentration minigame. But there's not really a point in having this on false, so I always keep it on true. Next is the minigame TP multiplier. So this is a more different one. If you keep it on 0.01, this is the default, then every 100 points in your, every 100 score in your mini game, you will gain like 1 TP or however much TP you get in the mini game. I think it was only 1 TP per 100 points. But if you put it on 5, this is I think 50 points. Every 50 points you get 1 TP, and I think you can just go like 1, so every point you get 1 TP, so that's really good if you want to train a lot with your concentration. Then the mystic form level loss timer, if you put it on 0, then it will disable your mystic form. That means that even if you have the technique, you won't be able to access it. It will just charge up your form and nothing will happen, because there is no timer to your form. But if you keep it on 100, the max limit, then you can access the form and you have a lot of time to use it before you lose your level in your mystic. Just like with Gohan, he lost his mystic form in Dragon Ball Super because he didn't train enough. And that's basically with the bad side of mystic. So if you keep this on 100, then it won't go down in levels too much. Next, Npc Spawn Check. This is all about your Piccolo, Vegeta, all of these NPCs, if they spawn or not in the safe zone. You can disable this on some servers if you want to make your own NPCs with custom NPC mod. Then in the offline server protector, I'm not really sure what this is. It's only for a public server, but I think if you have this on, then it will prevent some guys for using hacks or something. I'm not really sure, but oh no, oh yeah, so it won't allow you to access your GUI, so you can only use this if you're online. Then player flying speed. This is obviously how fast you will fly with the flying skill, and I put it so that it's 25% faster. I like flying fast with my flying skill instead of just using a Nimbus or Saiyan capsule, Saiyan pod. Then player kill alignment changing, so if you kill someone with a low alignment, you will gain alignment, you know. You will turn good or evil depending on who you kill. Then player punch stamina cost, so each punch you lose stamina, and you can change how much stamina it loses per punch. Player size change, if you have a lot of constitution, then it will just make you bigger. If you have it on false, then you will just keep your normal form, your normal height. Then the player update timer. So this is a more laggy config. Just keep it on 100 if you don't want lag. If you keep it on a very low tick, then it will just lag a lot and the client will just stop working. Sometimes it will crash. That's why I suggest keeping it on 100%. But it basically changes how fast you regenerate how fast it updates your GUI and stuff. Then there is the power release. This is just basically, I'm not really sure actually. Oh yeah, no, never mind. This is when you hold C to charge up, this just enables it so that you can charge. And still stand, power release. This is just so that when you charge your self, then you can't move. If you put it on false, then you can move while you're charging, so that's really nice. Then racial skill from TP. This is a config that will only change how your forms will cost. So for example, in your racial skill menu where you can buy the forms, then they're just, if you keep it on true, you can buy them with TP. If not, then you can't level them up or get them without TP. Then safe zone, what you can access while you're in a safe zone, so like the healing pod door, then the wooden door, you can open doors, you can use crafting tables, you can press levers and stuff. I'm going to add the furnace, just like with Goku's house, sorry. In Goku's house you can just use the furnace, and then you don't have to craft yourself a furnace. Next is the safe zone. If you have safe zones in a building, so for example, you can still have Kami's lookout, but it won't be a safe zone, so you can break blocks, interact with stuff, kill people, lose health, spawn NPCs. Because in safe zones you can't spawn NPCs, and I would suggest keeping this on true if you want an easy safe zone, or keep it on false if you just want to. I'm not really sure. This depends on how you want it. Then the skill meditation. This is basically how it will work, the meditation. So if you keep it on passive, then meditation will just increase how much ki you regenerate, and automatically. And if you keep it on active, then that means that you will have to charge your ki, so power release, and that will increase your ki. It will charge up your ki. Next, skill meditation, max rate at level 10. This is how much it will regenerate your ki per level. So for example, if you keep it on 150, this is like a lot of ki. This is triple the amount of the default. If you keep it on 150, then you will recharge your ki very fast with meditation, if it's on active. But I think it also works in passive. Alright, then stat defense, passive output 50. This is how much you will have passive defense from your stats. So if you have dexterity 500, that is like maybe 250 defense or something like that. And if you have the passive output, then it will change how much percent of that defense stat it will be used. Then training point gain, TP gain per melee. If you keep this on a very high rate, then every time you punch, then you get TP. If you keep it on a low rate, then just you will get 1 TP every 100 hits or something like that. Then you have the training point gain, how much TP you get from every punch. You can get 5 TP per punch, or however much you want. And now the Jbra configs. You'll have to keep these on true, force Jbra on true, and hide hair on with helmet on. This depends on how you want. So if you put a helmet, then it will hide your hair. If you keep it on false, then you can have a helmet and it will still keep your hair. And we already reached 40 minutes, so that does it for this episode of the config files. But the next part, this is all about Naruto C. I didn't really play or mess around with Naruto C, so you can mess around with that all you want. And we'll see each other in the next video. Bye.